Welcome back. Let's take a quick check on the Asian markets. Remember, for starters, there was some profit booking that we saw. The Kospi was down close to around 0.5%. Remember, there is some uncertainty now in terms of the US-China trade deal. And in fact, the commentary that came in from President Trump. So as we speak, well, all those markets, they're selling off. In fact, the Hang Seng, that's down close to around 1.5%. So Asian markets not in a great place. And you pull up the SGX Nifty. When we started off the show, it was indicating a cut of around 10 to around 15 points. Now let's pull that up. In fact, get the updated numbers that the SGX Nifty indicating we're likely to start off in the red. But let's get to earnings reactions. Then, Bank of Baroda reported a rather weak set of numbers. The profit growth was flatter at around 4%, while the net interest income comes in higher by around 8% at around the 7,000 crores. The stress in the books, though, that did see a sharp rise. Latha joins us to fill us in with more details. Hi, Latha. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, for these banks, you're not really worried about NII and the net interest income and the net profit. You're more worried about the quality of the book. And there, this amount of slippages, that is the loans that have freshly gone into becoming NPA, slipped into NPA, have risen by about 10%. Quarter on quarter. That is, in 90 days, if you're going to see the rise from, about 6,600 to 7,600 crores, both are elevated numbers, and then you are rising at 10%. That's not very good news. And that takes the total gross NPAs, the total bad loans of Bank of Baroda to almost 70,000 crores, and that works out to 10.25% of the book. Also, the company identifies something called a watch list. That is loans that may go down into NPA. Almost 90% of what they have freshly reported, that 6,000 odd crores, has come from that list. But the list itself has gone down only by 2,000 crores. So that is a bit of a worry that, the watch list is not going down. If it has slipped to NPA, it should have fallen much more. The problem is that they are not getting upgraded into recoveries, upgraded into standard loans. Separately, they have done somewhat better on recoveries. That is the only positive point. Otherwise, Bank of Baroda is clearly indicating that the problems of merger are continuing. Maybe the other banks have brought, Dena Bank notably has brought in bad loans with it. And even the margins, many state-owned banks have actually reported improvement in margins, but Bank of Baroda has shown a 20 basis point fall in margins. Again, this could be because it has got some difficult problems because of the merger.
Okay, Latha, thank you so much for joining us. So asset quality remains a worry for Bank of Baroda. But moving on and talking about the other set of numbers that will be in focus today, and that is Nestle. Rima is filling in for Mangalam and telling us the key highlights. Hi, Rima. Good morning.
Hi, Anisha. Good morning. So let me tell you in a nutshell what Nestle was all about. Revenues met estimates. Domestic revenues went up by 10.5%. Margins missed estimates on account of higher commodity costs, but profits were higher than what we were anticipating on account of lower taxation. But bear in mind, the stock is pretty much trading at record high levels, and its valuations are very, very expensive at more than 60 times forward multiple. A quick run through of the numbers then. Revenues have come in at roughly 3,200 crores, bang in line with street expectations, but margins missed our estimates by nearly 90 basis points to come in at 23.6%, and profits were a good almost 10% higher than estimates on account of lower taxation. The problem this time in the numbers is on account of margins, and look at the way the gross margins for Nestle has come down in the last couple of quarters. In fact, in a span of 5 quarters, we've seen the margins for Nestle come down by nearly 200 basis points, and these are the gross margins. Commentary from the management says the revenue growth of 10.5% was driven by volume as well as mix. Export sales declined by 7% on account of lower coffee exports to Turkey. The quarter experienced higher commodity prices. That is likely to continue in the near future. But key brands like Maggi, Kit Kat, Munch, Nestle all delivered a strong performance for Nestle this time. So pretty much a mixed bag, you would say.
Okay, all right. Rima, thanks so much for that. Well, on to a money control exclusive then that's flashing for you on the screens. Infosys looks to beef up the whistleblower investigation. We have Pankaj Mishra, in fact, who joins us with more on the phone line. Hi, Pankaj. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, fill us in with the details.
Yeah, sure. I think at the core are the concerns of investors and many of the company insiders that there seems to be a pattern of these allegations and the whistleblower complaints also being leaked to media for a spectacle. And of course, we all know that over $7 billion worth of market cap got washed away this time. So what we understand from our sources is that Infosys is looking to beef up the investigation and try and get to the root cause of this.
Okay, all right. Thanks so much for that. Well, let's get straight then to some important national news then. The Supreme Court has ruled in a unanimous verdict on the decades-old Ram Mandir Babri Masjid title dispute. Let me take you through the big takeaways. The Apex Court directs the construction of the temple via the government-monitored trust, which will be formed in 3 months. The trust will be formed by the central government and will manage the construction of the temple. In an important statement, the Supreme Court also says that Muslims have been deprived and an alternate land must be provided for them. The 5-judge bench ruled that the Sunni Waqf Board will be given 5 acres of alternate land.
Well, let's also tell you what's happening in the state of Maharashtra. It's been 16 days since the Maharashtra Assembly elections, and there seems to be no end to the drama surrounding who will form the government. The governor has invited Shiv Sena, the second largest party, to form the government. Remember, yesterday the BJP stated that they didn't have the numbers to form the government as a response to the governor's invitation to form a government. The ball now lies in Shiv Sena and Uddhav Thackeray's court to get the required numbers and cross the halfway mark. Meanwhile, NCP says that they will offer support to Shiv Sena, but only if Uddhav walks out of the NDA.
Okay, all right. So time to slip into a short break. You come back. We'll tell you the cues coming in from the derivatives market. Don't go anywhere.